Happy 4th of July, everybody. Only 1 year left till our 250th anniversary of independence. That's wild, but for a lot of plants, that's just a blink of an eye. There are some redwoods near where I live that were alive in the time of Augustus Caesar, and they were middle-aged when Columbus found America. Yes, I said found, not discovered. My 4th grade book report on John Cabot still haunts me to this day. Anyways, today we're making cocktails, specifically red, white, and blue Negronis for the country. I'm Gardener Coo, and let's get to mixing. To start off with, we're going to make a classic Negroni. What gives it its beautiful red color is Campari, as well as sweet vermouth, which I'm not going to use. I don't really like it. It makes the cocktail a little too sweet for me, so instead I like to use dry vermouth. So you're going to want to use 2 ounces of gin, and you don't really want to use a great gin. You just want to use something that will blend well with others, because the Campari is going to blow out anything you use. And then you're going to use 1 ounce of Campari or half an ounce of Campari, depending on how bitter you like it. Campari gets its flavor from blood orange peels, as well as gentian root and some other herbals. It really has a nice complex flavor and really makes this cocktail what it is. And then finally, you're going to use some dry vermouth. This makes sure that the cocktail stays clear, which is something I appreciate. And it also kind of helps round out all the other flavors. So you're then going to stir it for 5 to 10 seconds. And what this is doing is super chilling the alcohol, and it's also adding a little bit of water, which will help open up the liquors so they are a little smoother and a little more flavor. After you stir it, you're going to pour it into a prepared glass with a giant ice cube. And then I'm going to garnish it with, then I'm going to take some lemon peel, or orange peel, which is traditional, and just twist it over it to release some of those essential oils. And traditionally you just put this in there, but I instead want to garnish it with some beautiful red snapdragon flowers. If you're liking this video, please hit like and subscribe, and let me know if you have a variant of a Negroni that you really love. And now let's move on to a White Negroni. So for our next cocktail, we're going to do the White Negroni. This is possibly my most favorite cocktail in the world. Just a warning though, this one is bitter like my heart. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to want to do 2 ounces of gin, and then you're going to want to do 1 or half an ounce of Luxardo bitters. Luxardo bitters is a bitter Amaro from Italy, and it has the main component flavor-wise of quinine, which is a tropical tree from Central Africa. Quinine is also used to flavor tonic. We have a friend who always says gin and tonic is the best way to prevent malaria, scurvy, and sobriety. So my last ingredient is Lillet. This is a sweet wine, and you want to use half an ounce to an ounce depending on how bitter you like it. This will balance out the Luxardo bitters really nicely. So we're going to stir it again for 5 to 10 seconds. And you may be tempted to try to shake your cocktail. Do not do it. It's pointless. The only time you need to shake a cocktail is when you're emulsifying something. That would be like an egg white or a dairy product or even a coconut product. But otherwise, don't bother. So then I'm going to pour it into my glass over my giant ice cube. And then I'm going to garnish it with these beautiful citrus flowers. You always want to be sure when you're garnishing that you use something edible. And there you have it, a White Negroni. Now let's go over to Clicky for a smoky Negroni.
One of my favorite Negronis is the smoky Negroni. It's made with Mezcal instead of gin, which gives it a nice smoky flavor. Mezcal is related to tequila in that it's made from agaves, but unlike tequila, it can be made from any type of agave and is typically roasted in underground pits, which gives it a cool smoky flavor. For a smoky Negroni, I would normally like a red vermouth rather than a white vermouth. It just sort of balances better with the Mezcal. But that's not what I'm going to do today, since we need something blue, and that's going to go with our theme. There's only a handful of cocktail options for blue. There's these cool butterfly pea flower dyes that actually change to pink in acidic solutions. But for this, I'm going with blue curaçao because it's got a good citrus flavor and is very, very blue. Then I'm going to steal Coo's bitter Bianco because the gentian in that and the citrus from the curaçao will give it a Campari sort of adjacent flavor. Okay, so to make our smoky Negroni, we're going to start with 2 ounces of the Mezcal. Mezcal, as I said, gives us a good smoky flavor to work with, which really defines this cocktail. Next up is our bitter Bianco. This has a ton of bitter flavors, as is in the name. We're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of this, and pour that in as well. And then finally we're on to the blue. Blue Curaçao has a great orange flavor. It's pretty sweet. Honestly, we don't really stock this for most things, but if you need something blue, you need Blue Curaçao. And pour that in as well. Finally, we've got 2 bitters to finish it off. I'm going to use some orange bitters. These are a real favorite. We use these in everything. Martinis, in G&Ts, all sorts of stuff. Then lime bitters, if you can find them. They're a little challenging to find, but if you can't, you could probably experiment with some lime peel essence. That might work. Finally, we're going to stir these all up as before, as with other things, and strain into our prepared glass. And then, look at that blue, that's great, isn't it? And then we're going to garnish with a blue flower that I've forgotten the name of, but Koo will let me know how and put it on the screen. So, enjoy. All right. Also, happy birthday to my aunt, my grandmother, and to the U.S. Cheers.
So there you have it, the traditional red, white, and blue Negroni of the United States, just like Benjamin Franklin would have had.
I think I need to get you a history podcast or something, but anyway, I wanted to wish everybody happy 4th of July. I hope you can find some good drinks to celebrate with, and better yet, some good people.
Cheers.